Ever wondered why some cars sound smoother, some feel punchier, and some just rumble differently? It's not magic, it's engine layout. And knowing the difference between an inline VW, VR boxer, or even a rotary could explain why a Ferrari feels like a jet, but your Toyota hums like a sewing machine. These engines shape how cars move, sound, and even how they're built. Today, you're going to understand them all without needing a mechanic's license. Let's start simple: the inline engine. This is the most common engine layout in the world. In an inline engine, all the cylinders are stacked in a straight line. Think of soda cans lined up in a row. That's your cylinder layout. It's efficient, compact, and cheap to make. Cars like the Toyota Corolla, Honda Civic, and Mazda 3 all use inline 4 engines. Even BMW uses inline 6 engines in performance sedans like the 330i or M340i. They're reliable, easy to work on, and smooth at lower cylinder counts. Inline engines are why everyday cars run quietly and get good gas mileage. But what if you need more power? That's where the V engine comes in. Instead of one row of cylinders, the V layout splits them into two banks at an angle, forming a V shape. This makes it easier to fit more cylinders into a smaller space. A V6 gives you better torque and a throatier sound. V8. That's muscle car territory. Think Ford Mustang, Chevy Camaro, or Dodge Charger. You'll also find V engines in luxury and sports cars. The Mercedes-AMG C63, the BMW M5, the Ferrari F8 all use V-shaped engines for serious performance. But the V layout isn't always compact enough. So engineers got creative. Enter the VR engine. This one is weird. It's basically a hybrid between an inline and a V. In a VR6, like the ones Volkswagen used in the Golf R32 or Passat, the cylinders are arranged at a super narrow angle, about 10 to 15 degrees. So narrow they can use a single cylinder head, saving space and weight. You get the power of a V6, but it fits in an engine bay meant for a 4-cylinder. Smart, right? But VR engines run hot and are harder to cool, so they aren't common today. But you know what's even crazier than a VR? A W engine. Imagine two VR engines fused together. That's a W layout. It has 3 or even 4 rows of cylinders, arranged like a squished W. Bugatti made it famous with their W16. That's 16 cylinders powering the Chiron to over 250 miles per hour. You'll also see W12 engines in cars like the Bentley Continental GT or Audi A8 W12. These engines are rare, expensive, and brutally powerful, built for speed and smoothness at the highest levels. Now, let's go low and wide. Meet the boxer engine, also called a flat engine. Instead of pistons moving up and down, they punch outward, like two boxers throwing jabs at each other. Hence the name. The biggest benefit? Low center of gravity. That means better handling, especially in corners. Cars like the Subaru WRX and Porsche 911 use boxer engines to stay glued to the road. Boxers are smooth and balanced, but wider than other engines, which can complicate repairs and limit design choices. Now, you might think that covers everything, but there's one engine that breaks every rule we've talked about. It doesn't use pistons, it doesn't use cylinders, it spins instead of fires. Let's talk about the rotary engine, also called the Wankel engine. It's one of the strangest engines ever built. Instead of pistons moving up and down, it uses a triangular rotor that spins inside an oval-shaped housing. This rotary motion gives smooth power delivery and can rev extremely high. The rotary is tiny compared to piston engines, which means lighter cars with better weight distribution. So what's the catch? Rotaries burn oil by design. They run hot. They're less fuel efficient, and they wear out faster than piston engines. But when they work, they're magic. Mazda is the most famous rotary user. The legendary RX-7 and RX-8 were powered by rotary engines. The RX-7 in particular became a cult classic thanks to its lightweight and razor-sharp driving feel. Rotary engines also sound totally unique. They don't growl or roar, they buzz almost like a turbine. Because of their quirks, rotary engines faded away in mass production. But Mazda still flirts with bringing them back in hybrids and concept cars. Let's quickly break it down. Inline engines. Most common, easy to work on, found in everyday cars. V engines. Powerful, compact, and common in sports and luxury cars. VR engines. VW's clever space-saving hybrid layout. Rare now. W engines. Wild, expensive, and found in hypercars and luxury sedans. Boxer engines. Low center of gravity, smooth and sporty. Subaru and Porsche love them. Rotary engines, tiny, strange, high revving. Used in cars like the Mazda RX-7. Each layout has strengths and weaknesses. No layout is better for everything. It all depends on what you want from the car. Performance, reliability, sound, or efficiency. Understanding this isn't just for gearheads. It's for anyone who wants to know why cars feel the way they do. Ever notice how a Porsche hugs corners like it's on rails? That's the Boxer. Or how a Bugatti feels like a spaceship? That's the W16. And how an RX-7 sounds like nothing else? That's the rotary doing its thing.